Hello, good day, everyone. This video is, well, like I told you, this channel will be diverse. This video is just a shout out. Because I am a gamer. I played a lot of RPGs, role play games, growing up from a child. I enjoyed it. A few racing games, a few third-person shooter games. I do not like the first-person shooter, and makes me feel like I'm too involved in the gaming. So yeah, and sports games, not quite. I'm not really a fan of sports games. Actually, I love, if it's fantasy sports, fine. If it's reality sports, I would rather, go and try out the actual sports. So that's why I don't actually fancy sports, watching sports, or even playing sports if I'm not a fan of it. So if I have a friend, a friend of mine loves, for example, I have some friends that love soccer. I'll go watch soccer with them at times. I'll sit down for a few minutes, watch a game, or pretend to watch a game or something so. Or at least watch some stunts or something so. I remember this game for long ago. Oh gosh, I can't quite remember. But it was a skating game. And Tony Hawk's, you just had to just do stunts. It was for Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I know that's a long time ago, consoles. But they were fun. Back then it was fun. And in one of those games, Tony Hawk's would, if somebody do a stunt, on the ramp, they would go all into the clouds, and there would be lightning and thunder. These things were fun. And then you have to keep doing the combos. Yeah, so I love that. I love fantasy fighting games as well. Mortal Kombat. I think that's what I really love the most. But above all, Killer Instincts for Nintendo 64. I really love that. That was a really fun game. Oh, and Smash Bros 64. Also another fun game. Yeah, I had these consoles back then. Really fun times. We were children and we didn't even really care about, responsibilities, or didn't even know about responsibilities. Just time passed by. Every day we just see it as another day to have fun. And those days were lovely. I remember a friend of mine, Bradley. I have some other friends. Okay, I only just mentioned one name before I mentioned too many names and people start connecting dots. So yes, these were really fun times. And growing up, I used to love playing Pokemon. Japan made. I guess it's short for Pocket Monsters. I really enjoyed playing that. I spent a lot of time playing that. I knew everything about Pokemon. I think from Pokemon Red, Yellow, Blue to Pokemon Gold, Silver, Crystal to Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I did not really get to play Diamond and Pearl and Platinum because I don't know, I just didn't really fancy it at the time. I was already moving away from Pokemon. So I actually had a Pokemon Pearl. I gave it to a friend of mine to play. His belief is more towards Judaism. And yeah, and he enjoyed it. He told me the music was nice. I know that's one thing about Pokemon. The music is nice. I used to play Legend of Zelda. I so enjoy playing that. Yeah, although there are times it really got me pissed off because of the puzzles. But all in all, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed playing it. There are times in one moment, sometimes I would just put the game away for like months, and then the first day I take up the game again, instantly, wow, I would get through. I love Mario as well. Yeah, Super Mario, I love Super Mario. I played a lot of Super Mario games as well, but I only really ended on the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, Mario, no, the Nintendo DS Mario. Yeah, I love the Mario RPG as well. There's Browsers Inside Story. There's Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. I played all these games. Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. I love that. Very fun game. Love me music. Good storyline. But above all that, I love Mega Man. Oh, I miss Mega Man. I love Mega Man. Mega Man Zero, I loved it. I didn't get to play a lot of it, but I loved it. Especially Mega Man Battle Network. I miss that game very much. I love playing that game. I know a lot of people at first sight will say like, it's not all that, but I love that game. Let's see, Golden Sun. Golden Sun is a very nice game, but for some reason, they didn't really, I guess, complete it as they should have completed it. It almost like ended in a cliffhanger because the Nintendo DS version was the last one I played, and it felt like incomplete. Yeah. Sons of Destruction, lovely game. They actually kept it with the anime. Oh yes, I'm an anime watcher as well, so I guess you would call me an otaku. Wow, I went from game to anime, so I guess I'll make this one just into game, and I'll make another one to anime. Now I might not be too knowledgeable about anime, but I really love anime. But I just took a break from it. I have my reasons. I also took a break from gaming as well. I still do play games at times, but not like before. I used to play games at one time for fun. Then at a time, because I was already intelligent in school, so I remember my teacher saying, listen, look, and learn. So I would do just that. I would do my homework, and then I had a lot of free time to play. But when it came to gaming, I just spent a lot of time gaming. Eventually, for a lot of rejection, because sometimes when you're too intelligent, you get a lot of bullies from students and teachers and from friends and even strangers. And because back in infant primary school, I used to only get 100% in my exams. If I got 99%, I do not know why, but yeah, because I would remember everything that was said in class. I would be very attentive in class. So that's why I had a lot of free time. So that brought about a lot of ungodly jealousy. So anyways, fast forwarding, eventually I gave up on schooling. I decided to do average in school just to avoid attention. I don't really care who believes or who disbelieves me. Okay, but I speak the truth and in no lie. And then eventually, gaming became the place where I vented to, which was wrong. So I entered into what they call escapism, and I used gaming for my escape. So I gamed a lot. I love Square Enix, Squaresoft games, even the old ones. I played Chrono Trigger a long time ago. I wouldn't like to tell you, on an emulator I played it, and because that's what we knew back then. And yeah, I used the emulator, I played it, and I played a lot of games, especially Final Fantasy. I love Final Fantasy as well. A very exciting game. Final Fantasy 9, loved it. That's the first Final Fantasy I really played. After Final Fantasy 7, then I started playing Final Fantasy 10, but I didn't really complete it. But I started playing Final Fantasy 3 for the Nintendo DS. I had the cartridge. I actually bought it back in school. I saved my allowance to buy it in school. And also, it was very nice. I loved it. Also, Final Fantasy 4, I started playing it for the Nintendo DS, but I did not finish. I won't like to tell you. There's a friend of mine who is a really fun all Final Fantasy 4. Always talks about it. My favorite job class, is Dragoon. Dragoon, I wouldn't like to say. I really love playing with Dragoon. There's a friend of mine, he loves Dark Knight. So he more gravitates towards Dark Knight. I played Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories. I love the song. I even learned the song. One day I'll actually sing the song so you guys would understand how real serious I was with that song. I got jokes for that song from my friends, but I didn't care. The song is a really lovely song. It's a song of love. So yeah, I played Kingdom Hearts. I played Kingdom Hearts 365 and a quarter or something so. This, I played that, it was very nice. I love Kingdom Hearts. I love Final Fantasy, and I played Final Fantasy 6. Final Fantasy 6 was a masterpiece. I am honestly looking for a remake of this game. I wouldn't like to say Final Fantasy 7 remake was a letdown. I wouldn't like to tell you they should have never changed the story around. Okay, they should have added Zack's story in it, as well as Vincent's story in it. But don't change the concept of the game. Keep it the same way that it was before. I mean, there's Final Fantasy Tactics. This game, that is one of my favorite games ever. Lions War, Tactics Advance, Tactics Advance 2. I love it. As well as Tactics Ogre, Let Us Cling Together. Love it. That is one of my favorites. Radiant Historia, love it. The music, wow, masterpiece. Now sometimes what do you need to realize is this, sometimes to make a great game, you just have to stick to the classics. I'm skipping again. Castlevania, love it. So going back, so with Final Fantasy Tactics, you guys can actually remake a lot of the games and keep that kind of platform. It will work. Don't mind there are many people who are asking for better graphics and better this and better that. It's not always about the graphics. It's just about the music sometimes. And sometimes you could just keep that one music in that one location, just a little shortcut, and just listen so that people can get to appreciate music, the feel. Make the scenery very wonderful, okay? Make the background very wonderful. But everything else can be simple. The battle style can be simple. Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 6, it's all right. It's just that just remake it to a bit modern and just make it fun. Mix it up with the tactics system. Okay, the Final Fantasy tactics system, and everybody would enjoy it. Everybody enjoy it. Like Radiant Historia, people would enjoy it if they get time to know it. So this is why you need people to really publish these games for you guys, to talk about it, to hype it up, so that it can be revived. That is one thing I am doing there right now. Okay, for free. Sonic, love it as well. Okay, and there are a lot of other that I will not be able to cover up because I might not remember, but I love these games. Okay, very well. Extreme G Racing. There was Extreme G Racing for PS2. My goodness, I was in love with that game. That game, when you start to race and then your systems activate. I love that game. There was also a Sonic game for Nintendo Sega. I do not know why they stopped Sega. I remember a rally racing, and it had to do with drifting. I learned to drift in that game for the first time, and it was very exciting to play. And there was a Sonic game where you could have race, with different characters, and in a stage. I remember for Sega Dreamcast, come back. Let the dream become a reality, because by what I heard, you guys were the first to have online gaming. But because, people, they have their preference, you guys just went into a shell. Come back, Sega Dreamcast. I would like to tell you, give me a chance and I will revive you. Okay, I will revive you. Don't give in. Because right now, it's because of the platform that you have set, the foundation that you set, that current gaming is what it is today. Okay, so I recommend, invest into Sega Dreamcast. There are also some mmorpgs shifting along that people have given up on, and they should go back to it. Okay, there's one game. Wow, I can't quite remember it at the moment, but I'll post it in the description section if I end up remembering. In fact, I'll ask a friend of mine because he used to play it. there are a lot of fun games that just died out, and it deserves a second chance to be invested in. I would like to tell you, when wealth enters into my hands and game designers, come to me, I'll pay them very well. I'll give them the hours of rest. I'll have enough workers to make shifts. I am making some games. I won't lie to tell you, especially a tactics game. I'm making a tactics game. Okay, I already have ideas and characters in mind. So, yes, and I'm making some OP characters, some overpowered characters as well. So it won't be something of preference. I will give everyone their own ability. I will involve as many cultures as possible in this tactic game, and I also involve my belief as well in this tactic game. Okay, so it'll be very exciting, very fun. I already have the blueprint in mind, so I have the ideas in mind for years now. I also have some other friends who have great ideas for game designing. The guy who made the online Final Fantasy, he's the same who inspired to make Final Fantasy 4, as well as make the new Final Fantasy. I think it's Final Fantasy 15 or 16, one of them. But it's a newer one. With the summons. The summons actually, fighting on the battlefield. This guy is a great game designer, and he should not be overworked, and he should not be overlooked. And I have friends in my country that if, he needs partners or support or ideas, these friends are gamers for years, and they could actually give insight on gaming in general, because they're actually the bridge between the old generation gamers and the modern generation gamers. Okay, so they are very knowledgeable about what they would want, what could actually work, and they know about marketing because they are also businessmen. They actually manufacture liquor, wine, and you name it. And plus they're gamers as well. So they're very equipped to actually give advice on marketing and whatnot. They just need a push in the right direction. So you guys could actually contact me. To contact them, I'll hire. I will give you guys them to hire. Contact, so you guys can. I don't have to be a middleman. You guys can deal your business, together. But they love Japanese gaming. They love it. I love it also. I love American gaming as well. Okay, not all, but I love more Japanese gaming than American gaming. So that being said, MMORPGs, I am giving a shout out. I used to play around my teens, around 15 to 16. Yeah, around 15 to 16, I started playing an online game which was inspired from .hackgu. Okay, that's an anime, also a game. It really inspired us to play MMORPGs, and the first MMORPG that I joined at the age of about 15 so, and almost 16. I was still going secondary school in Form 5 or so, when my dad got me a computer. Like I say, I knew my school work, and I used gaming to vent. Okay, because I've been gone through a lot of rejection, and also bearing the weight of the rejection of many other people. Yeah, it pushed me into this. So in this MMORPG, the name is Fly for Fun. The Fly for Fun that we have now, it's different. It's a remake. There's Fly for Fun universe currently, but back then it was Fly for Fun. So some might know, but some might not know, okay, what I'm talking about. But it was owned by G Potato. Eventually it was owned by WebZen. But back then, when it was G Potato, it was a very young game. Back then, that game was just beautiful, but very toxic, I won't lie to tell you. But very beautiful, because you get to meet many different people, many different cultures. I love the game style, the toonish style. I love the different clothing, the different Costumes, yes, I love it. I love the fact that at one time they used to give a lot of events to keep you active. What I did not like was this. An entire summer passes by and you guys they never had no events given. Okay, because sometimes there are different kind of events. Like go hunt certain monsters for events. A boss might appear and then you have to go and kill the boss together. They have a lot of stuff that was very exciting. Whether you do it solo or together, or there was EXP events or drop rate increase events as well. And if you buy an Azria ticket, you could make the money back. It was very difficult if you started this game alone. Like I started this game alone. Okay, even if I had friends, but when I went on the PK server, at that time it was Damien server, it was very difficult. It can easily bring a lot of ungodly jealousy, and friends could end up betraying friends just for in-game wealth, and which is very demeaning. But yeah, so if you do not have an idea of what love is, you'll get really carnal or fleshy. Very emotional when you play this game, because you meet a lot of different people, and they will try you, because most of them are troubled people. They will try you. Some of them are racist people. They will try you, but you have to know how to just keep your cool. Okay, and if you love this game, you'll eventually learn how to do that. Okay, so I could say this game is like training grounds. Yeah, and that being said, I moved to another server, and when I moved to the other server, I was playing a magician class, then a Psykeeper. Yeah, that's what I was playing. And eventually I moved to another server because I did not feel appreciated in the server that I was in, by friends that I knew in real life. And then I left. I went to LOL server. Okay, now LOL server is not a PK server. I went there because of this person that I met online. And this person that I met online, we met on Messenger. Back then it was MSN. Loved MSN. And my yearbook as well. And this person pretended to be a woman for some time with me. So that's why I moved along, because we entered into an online relationship. Yes. Okay, and I now pointed that this person, the picture that appeared was a picture of an American woman. Okay, and I never heard the voice of the person or anything, but I went along because that's why I felt love. So this person went to LOL, I went to LOL, and as time passed by in LOL, I started from scratch. I did not get help. Okay, there was this one guy named I can't quite remember his name. He had a strange name, Bjorg or something so. Okay, something so. I saw this guy have a bill poster, job class, and this guy would 1 to 2 hit monsters that were about 10 levels higher than him, and I wondered, like, what? How is that possible? And he never told me how. But you know what he did? He showed me his equips, like, in the sense that he showed me his equips. He showed me the natural equipment that he's wearing, and he was wearing a vagrant gear. Okay, and that's like really? That's possible? But he didn't tell me how. He didn't tell me his build or anything. So he's one of those that helped me. Okay, and he seemed like a very wealthy guy. He also had a girlfriend. I cannot remember the girlfriend's name, but I saw the girlfriend's picture somewhere online. I made a lot of friends on LOL server. I would like to say some of them I remember, some of them I might not remember in-game names. But I would like to tell you, I made a lot of friends. I P-leveled a lot of friends. I carried a lot of friends as well. It didn't matter to me about, whether I am leveling or not. I wanted to bring up everybody together with me. Even now, naturally and spiritually. Okay, and I met a lot of people. I had, crushes online, because eventually I was not with this person that I was with anymore. This person confessed to me that, they're a guy, actually. And actually, it was their best friend in real life that told them they should not be doing me that, because this person used me a lot. This guy used me a lot. He had an actual girlfriend. That was the girlfriend picture that they showed me. Okay, but he used to ask me for sunstones, moonstones. Back then, these things were really expensive. I do not know about now. So he used to ask me, so I just give it to him. And his best friend, which is a guy friend, in real life told him that there's no reason for me to be doing that anymore. So, he told me that, and he told me he's actually a guy, and the picture is actually his girlfriend in real life. So like, wow, I just left that alone. He apologized to me, told me sorry. I was really angry. But eventually I moved on with, gaming and even life. Because at the time, gaming was my life. Okay, I was already a believer of Jesus Christ at the age of 14. So the thing is that, that's just what it was. So, that being said, I continued. I met another guy, but this guy was a homosexual. Okay, and he had a picture of his sister, and I believe his sister died from cancer. Okay, and he missed his sister, so he continued playing his sister's account. And the name of the character was a female character named Serenity. Okay, also an American, and the picture of the girl was very beautiful, but he was a gay guy. Okay, or he was a homosexual. And I didn't know at first, but the tantrums, he threw a lot of tantrums at times, which did not make sense. And then he spoke about his sister a lot. He was hurt a lot. And eventually I had to just, he cut me off many times, but at that time I did not know that he was a homosexual. I did not know he was gay. Okay, because I am not a homosexual. I'm not gay. Okay, I love women. I'm a man and I love women. A born woman. Okay, I do not support transgender. I won't like to say. Because this is my belief in the Lord Jesus Christ. This is my biblical belief. And everyone should respect one another's belief. Okay, and not force it on one another. I know the laws are changing, especially in America, that we are being forced into accepting these things, forced into having our children accept these things, forced into, if we are eligible to marry certain people, that we are forced into marrying people that we do not want to marry. These things are wrong. Okay, so I did and said no discrimination to this homosexual. I would like to tell you with the in-game name of Serenity. When I found out that she was a he, okay, because I was already in love with the heart of Serenity. So that is why even when I found out, I wasn't upset, but Serenity, I spoke to Serenity, or I never knew the actual name of the person, but I spoke to that person very humbly, very calmly, but they didn't want my sympathy, and he was in a relationship, a homosexual relationship with another guy, which came online as well. Eventually I met a lot of wonderful friends, which I will never forget. Sorry that I cannot remember everybody's names, but honestly, thank you for meeting you in a lifetime. I do not know how many of you are alive, but thank you for meeting you in a lifetime. You came from different nations, but I am truly happy to have met you guys, because you guys made me happy and comforted. You make me laugh and smile and cry and get upset. So I thank you for meeting you in a lifetime. Okay, so I'm going to list some in-game names. There was one named Salvi. I remember his real name. His real name was Sher, Sher. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. I think he was from Crete. I can't remember otherwise. I remember one named Kev Border. Okay, KEVBOARDR. Kev Border, this guy was a real friend. He would wait for me. He would wait for me to lock it. Even if, I went for so much in real life and he'd wait for me. I had made a girl named Zetai Haki. Okay, I took it from Japanese. Right now I can't even remember what it means, but I made this guild. Okay, in FlyFF, and Kev Border would wait for me, and I would give advice to everybody as pertaining to different things. And Kev Border used to talk to me. I used to talk to him. He used to tell me that one day he asked me, what do I want in life? Like, what vehicle do I want? I told him, well, one day I would want a Mustang. And he told me, I'll buy you a Mustang. And I'm like, wow, that's love. And I encouraged him, for FlyFF and even also gaming. I showed him different, ideas, because I had a lot of ideas concerning gaming. I had a lot of builds concerning gaming. Because any game I enter in, once I am there for a while and I enjoy it, I will be a master of it. Okay, just like this mobile game named Dungeon Slayer. I think it's an SSRPG mobile game. I became a master in that game as well. Okay, and even tutorials I've given as well concerning that game. My in-game name there is Captain Nova, CPTNOVA. Okay, and Cher used to give me jokes about Nova, because Cher used to tell me Nova is a female name, but I didn't care. Okay, I also remember Ace Platinum. Ace Platinum was my online girlfriend. This one is an actual girl, okay, from South Carolina. Her name was Deborah, and I know South Carolina is very big, so nobody might actually know what I'm talking about. But this young girl, I fell in love with her. It didn't start as a love, it started friendship, but eventually she pressured me into a relationship, and eventually I fell in love with her, and then she broke my heart online. I took that very serious. I was actually sick for about 3 days. Okay, and then on the 4th day, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and told me, just go and sweat it out. Get up and sweat it out. I had fever, I had headache, bellyache. I couldn't eat. I was sensitive to light and sound for those 3 days. And then on the 4th day, I went on the field and I just ran around. And then, I got over it. But time to time, I would still be crying about it. I won't lie to you, because I took it serious. I really loved her. Her friends didn't love me. And she was also an American. And I think she was part American, I think part German or something so. I think, yes. And her friends did not really love me. Most of them, they played hypocritical with me. They asked me for help, and then they told me help them to level up. And when I was actually being like, a captain to them, because that's what they wanted to be soldiers, they told me I was a bully. Some of them had crushes on her. Some of the guy friends had crushes on her. And then eventually, they would bully me as well. And like, for example, there's one of them which was very close to her, one of her best male friends. I can't remember his in-game name. Anytime I would write in English, he would put an asterisk at the back of it. Now, I wrote in slang. Okay? Because writing in slang online is very common. But he took it as a racial, insult. So he would correct my slang into proper English. So I told him, look, I can already write proper English, so I do not need any advice on writing English. So please do not correct after me. Because sometimes we'd be in the same party. Okay, because there's party, there's guild. Okay, but he would still do it anyways. And then he had this other friend who told me he was a Jamaican. And including him, they would say that I must be black. Very insultive. I must be black. And I took it hard, but at the end of the day, being that I love Ace, that cushioned the blow, because these are Ace's friends, so I had to respect Ace's friend. And they continued into doing that. And you know what? Afterwards, I became the bully. I started writing proper English online, and from writing proper English online, I would now be correcting his mistakes, his every single mistake, writing asterisks at the back of it. And he became vexed at me. Okay, he hated me even more so. But now he knew how it felt. But I gave no racial feedback. It was just that. Okay? And I am not racial even this day. I am not digging up graves. I am just talking about my past. I don't live there anymore. But I know that there are many today who go through these kinds of things. And that needs to stop. Okay? My belief is Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior. He died for all of humanity. We should respect everybody, every nation. Okay? Because I had friends with every nation. Name it. Okay? After a while, I got this gift of discernment where I knew if this person was a guy or if this person was a woman. I would know. A man or a woman, I would know. Even they pretended. Okay? And I would not humiliate them and message them privately, and they would tell me, how did you know that? I told them, I just know. Okay? I met also another friend who saw my character, and he told me this one day. He told me I should be like a king, because that's what I am. He told me I'm a king, sitting on a throne alone, but I'm very helpful to everybody, but not many people who appreciate it. So he told me, do not change the kind of person that I am. I do not remember this guy's in-game name, but thank you, whoever you are. God bless you, whoever you are. Because this was it was an inspiration to me. And he didn't talk to me about Bible or God or anything, so he just told me this. And he was about to teach me an online construction software, which I was very interested in learning at the time, because schooling did not want to teach it. Okay, they dragged it a lot, but he was going to teach it to me, but I lost contact with him sometime afterwards. So whoever you are, I don't know which nation you are from, but thank you for this inspiration. Thank you for this encouragement. Thank you for this comfort. Fast forwarding, I met a wonderful lady from, I think it's Utah in America. Okay, her name is Shari Halfway. Her in-game name was Angelic Butterfly. I love this lady. She was like my own mommy. Yeah, online. I loved her. It took her a while before she told me her age. She used to flirt with me. Yes, I used to flirt with her. But then eventually she told me, she's married. She told me about her husband. Her husband used to be there. Her entire family used to play. A very wonderful family. A very wonderful family. Also, we had a friend named Goan. Very silent, very moody. I actually remember his birthday. His birthday is in actually, hold on, July the 14th, I think is his birthday. Yes. I remember you, Goan. Okay, I remember you. And he was a very open-hearted guy. He went through a lot. He was very insecure about himself. He didn't speak much about himself, but a few times he spoke. It was to insult himself, insult his parents as well. But I don't know why. I do not know why. Go on, I love you. Jesus loves you. And your heart of gold will get you far. And if you continue to listen to my stuff, you will, if you are not yet married, you will learn how to get a wife. Because you are a good-hearted guy. Okay? I could tell either he was very wealthy or he was an average guy who spent a lot into gaming. And he had an open heart. I wouldn't like to tell you, he had an open heart. Moving on. Because I have to list a lot of names. I remember Ricky Raichu. Okay? I remember him, Ricky Raichu. I cannot remember where he's from. He's from America. They used to call him Shaggy, because he actually looked like Shaggy. Okay, he had an open heart as well, very joyful, but we had our misunderstandings in between. He hurt me, and I felt hurt from him, because I used to share with him all my plans, all my dreams. I used to, give a lot to him, and I expected it back. So, at one point in time, when we were able to buy G potatoes, I really wanted to see if he would sell to me reasonably, because the prices were increasing. Okay, online, the prices were increasing online. And I tried him many times, and he used to tell me, I'm sorry, I cannot do it for you because I have to work on my character. And I heard that so many times, that broke me, that hurt me. Okay, because I shared with him a lot of build. The class that I really loved the most was Knight. Okay, and I had a lot of builds for Knight. I actually gave a lot of people, they might not remember, I gave them ideas for Knight. Okay, even one of my friends in real life, wow, I can't remember his online game. His online game name. But he was a Knight on the Demian server. Okay, really overpowered character. Okay, hold on, Grave Cross. He had a character named Grave Cross. And he had another character named Overdrive. Right. I know this guy in real life. Okay, really overpowered Knight character. Okay, and I was the one that inspired him into having those builds. He might not remember, but there was one time I started with a full dexterity Knight. But I didn't have wealth in real life to buy, G potatoes to actually make this dream a reality. So it was very slow, and plus I had to level up my other characters in order to, generate income, online. I actually learned economy online. I would like to tell you on FlyFF, and by reason of that, I quit the game before him, and he ended up continuing, and he became a masterful Knight character. Now Ricky Raichu, he made a very overpowered Knight before Overdrive did, and before Grave Cross did. Okay, because he went along with some of the advice that I gave. Okay, and it was really nice because Knight character, there's a technique that Knight had. Crossword. It would put a debuff on the monsters that would act randomly for a few seconds, that would enable Knight to give double damage. But they removed that in the game. They should return that, because every other class is overpowered already. You have to invest a lot into Knight for Knight to actually become well. And I had a Knight on the law server named XX Defender XX. Uppercase X, lowercase x, Defender with a capital D. Okay, and for the first, and then lowercase x and uppercase x. That was my in-game name character. So there you go. This is me. Hi everybody. Okay, I have not forgotten anything or anybody. Okay, I remember you all. I love you all. Even my worst enemies, I love you all. Thank you for having met you in a lifetime. I learned economy online. This is how I learned economy online. You start as a vagrant, then you work your way through. You meet friends. Some might like you, some might not like you, because some friends, they are there just to use you. So I used to test a lot of people. I tested people by borrowing them expensive equipments in the game, and sometimes I might never see them log in again, or if they log in, they ignore me, but they believe they stole from me. But people like Share, people like Goan, people like Angelic Butterfly, people like Is Platinum, they were not like that. Okay? They were loving people. They gave it back to me, even after I borrowed. And eventually, I just gave it for free. Okay? And I'm saying this is the number one way to test somebody online. As well as it's good to say a little secret. It might be a lie. It might be a deceit. Okay, but say a little secret and see if you'll head elsewhere. Then you'll know that this person is talkative or not. I learned economy online through Fly for Fun, the mmorpg. And what I learned is this. Just like that saying, it's a doggy dog world, that's how it is. Because you'd have to go and hunt monsters out there, hunt bosses out there, to get rare equipments, which the chances, it's time and chance, just like Ecclesiastes is, time and chance, because these bosses would appear randomly, and they would also drop their equipment randomly as well. And you needed to always be scouting on your flying equipment for bosses, because it's not you alone that hunting out there for bosses and for equipments. And there are some people who are very rich already in game. because they have cash shop pets, which would actually pick up your drops. Okay, for them, they will pick up. The CS pets could pick up their drops and your drops in the area, in a circumference. Okay, and you might not have one yet, because cash shop pets are very expensive in game. Okay, whether you buy it with Penya, this was the in-game name, or whether you buy it for G Potatoes, it was very expensive. And hardly ever you'd get an event that gives free cash shop pets. So you know what? Sometimes you're gonna look such a monster. Okay, you end up dying. Okay, in the character end up dying, sorry. The character end up dying. You go back to the boss. The boss has the same life. Because if the boss has not entered rage mode, then the boss will not be able to heal again, full HP. So end up you kill the monster finally. You kill the boss monster finally. And what happens is this. Some rich person already, rich, buying G Potatoes and having the cash shop pets, making a lot of money in-game already. Penny in-game. They have stacks of penny already. Guess what? They drop down from their board. If it's a picky server, they mobilize you. Okay, so you cannot move, so you can pick up your drops. If not a picky server, they would just drop down, drop their CS pet, the cash up pet, and pick up all your drops. And then you lost an entire fight. You lost a lot of, materials, fighting that boss. You lost your time fighting that boss. And you even lost, you could have spent that time leveling up instead. But you needed to go and hunt that boss to get Penny to level up more, to buy pills for healing more. But this is what they did to you. They robbed you. Then they go and ruin the economy by setting up shop, because you could have set up shop. They ruin the economy by putting the prices very cheap. Okay, they put the prices very cheap. If with understanding that many people do not have access to G Potatoes, because G Potatoes back then, I don't know what it is right now. It is not every nation that they allow, which is wrong. I find that this is racial. You cannot mean to tell me that I'm playing a mobile game or an online game and certain countries in the world are not registered around the world. This is racial. This is bias. Okay? And I would so plainly say this is demonic. This is unfair. Change it. Any nation you know that there is money circulating, put this nation on the map so everybody has an equal fighting chance in games. Don't make it one-sided, because you're setting people against one another. Okay? Because we could have a friendly game. We could have a healthy game. Okay? Most of us go through enough in life already that when we should come on gaming, we should come into racial racism and bullying and all these kinds of things. So change this around, please. Because there's one time I was playing a game on Dungeons and Puzzles, something so. I can't remember the name of the game, a mobile game. And when I purchased stuff online through the game, guess what? The Play Store did not accept it. They wanted an American acceptance. And even when I gave an American address, they still didn't accept it. Because you know what? It's not American. That's racism. That's bias. That's wrong. And I will give this spoiler. I live in the Caribbean, and not every Caribbean country is registered as well. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. And we in the Caribbean, we have debit cards, we have MasterCards, we have credit cards. Okay? So why not make it possible to buy whatever that we want to buy on mobile games, mobile online games, or on mmorpg games? Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is not good. I break that third world, second world, first world country mentality in the name of Jesus. Okay, I break it, I eradicate it in the name of Jesus. We should be one. Every nation should be one. Alright, so continuing. So the already rich in-game, they ruin the economy. So then it makes it harder for you now. Now, if you put a price, let's say for example, if you get a rare item from a boss and you put the rare item for $20 million, you know what they will do? They will put it for $5 million. Then they would message you and they tell you, oh, it's too expensive. And all the rich people would buy they would buy all the cheap stuff and they would sell it even cheaper to ruin the economy. So then the only way you could make money is through G potatoes, when they alone could buy G potatoes at the time. Okay, so then you find they now would be in control of the economy and they would ruin the economy because they do not know what they're doing. Okay, and they're very greedy, selfish, very wasteful. They do not even understand the value of anything. Okay, I learned that at the age of 16. 16 online, I learned economy. I didn't go schooling for it. My highest education was secondary. Okay, and I went post-secondary, but I didn't even care about post-secondary. I only cared about Jesus. But I used to still play my online games. But I learned this online. So in other words, you would have to spend an entire 2 years playing in the game for hours on end to get the simplest things. The simplest things in game. The most needed things in game. Because yes, you might want a garment. Okay, a cash shop clothing. But you will not buy a cash shop clothing before you buy, certain equipments or certain stuff for your character to level up. You want to level up firstly to get to the highest level. Okay, back then you had to level up to 120. Then you become a master. You de-level back with all your stats at level 60. Then you go up to 120 again to hero. Okay, that's how it was before. So I would prioritize buying Azria tickets. Okay, they used to have 1 day Azria tickets, 7 day Azria tickets, and 15 day Azria tickets, and 30 day Azria tickets. I would prioritize buying these things first to level up every day, and then afterwards enter into cash shop. Because when I'm max level, I can be able to hunt any monster that I want to. Okay, comfortably. You know? But what happened is this. You see, in the process of all of this, you meet a lot of tricksters. Because sometimes you want to go to Azria and you buy an Azria ticket, which is already expensive if you start in this game alone. Okay, nobody wants to help you. Even if those that can help you, they do not want to help you. Guess what happens? You now go, you buy the Azria ticket, somebody meets you, that happened to me already. They tell you they already have an Azria ticket, but you know what? They need another one because they want to level up the other character. What they're actually looking for, they're looking for a means to get both of their characters on 2 different accounts in order to enter into Azria for free. And they would leave you immediately upon buying that Azria ticket for them. But guess what? You go and buy it for them. They just leave. Sometimes you buy it for them and they're a ringmaster. Ringmaster is a healer. Okay, they're supposed to just heal you or buff you. Now some people, they are dependent on healing. Some people are dependent on buffing. Some are not. But to me, it's not hard work to actually just heal somebody. Spam heal with 1 finger and buff them once a while. There's no problem with that. But you know what? Some ringmasters are very lazy and they're very disobedient. So you know what they do? They will not listen to you. They don't heal you, they don't buff you. And some of them, when you buy them the Azria ticket, they'll just leave you immediately. Okay, and they will go and find someone else. And afterwards, when the other person, leaves them alone, that's when they come back to you. And you have a choice to take them again or not. And then some of them, while equipments are dropping, even if you bought their ticket and yours, and Azria drop rate is very high, they're asking you for every single thing that drops. They're asking you for Penia. Okay? You know why we gave a lot of Brazilians jokes? We call them BR online. It's because they would just beg for Penia. Penia, please. I am BR, Penia, please. And we used to have that kind of mentality concerning Brazilian. We used to joke them a lot. But I'm sorry for that. I repent of that. I was wrong for that. Because not all Brazilians are like that. I met certain Brazilians which they were not like that. And they're very wise people. But some of them, they are very immature. Okay, and we met a lot of immature ones online. I don't know if they were children, but anyways, there were a lot of grown immature children from every nation online as well. When I swear somebody would have been 13 years old, somebody's actually 40 years old, 30 years old behaving like a little child online, a little boy, a little girl online. You know, throwing tantrums and spreading rumors and, you know, making friends false with people and betraying people. Like really? That's what you come online for? That's your entire life? That's sad. That's sad. You know, you should get to know the love of Jesus, because that's sad. Okay? So anyways, moving on. So you'd have to spend an entire year knowing, you know, how to exactly to manage money and penny for yourself and for others. And by that time, too much time in real life has passed by. So it's just like in this real life, okay? Who already has, already has. Who doesn't have, already don't have. So then you go through a system in this world where you are taught, work hard for what you want. Then when you work hard for what you want, eventually, you have to spend years of schooling, years of working, and then in those years of school and working, you finally get life's necessities, okay, maybe to help your business run, or to give you a house, your little house of peace, and your little vehicle for mobilizing if the trips is too far or something so, and to buy your little groceries, pay your bills, okay? And then at the age of, at the age of maybe 40, at the age of maybe 50, 60, 70, you can finally relax. But by that time, you probably have a few years to live, so you end up dying. Because you already have too much stress to handle. Some people are slave to jobs. Some people are slave to loans. Some people become slave to their family who fight one another for property, for wealth. Okay? It is wrong. This is what Proverbs says. Proverbs says, if you fight your family, you will inherit the wind. That means you will not inherit nothing. Okay? So sometimes your parents go for a tough life. But you as the sibling and you as the wife or the husband, guess what? You fight the one with the wealth. You fight the one who invested in love, who sacrificed, who offered in love for a healthy life, for a healthy family. Okay, not for a wealthy one, but for a healthy one. For one of love. But guess what? You guys are fighting like cats and dogs amongst each other. You know, for the wealth that has been acquired. And guess what? The person this kind of stress causes the person to die because they don't know how to handle it. And they die very suddenly. Okay, some of them die from high blood pressure. Some of them die from different sicknesses. Because, you know, they're disgusted at these kinds of things. And I'm saying to you, we end their lives so quickly whenever we do that. And that's why most times they do not give any of their wealth to any of their family. Some of them give their wealth to strangers. Some of them give their wealth to their workers. Some to their friends. Okay? And then they wonder why was the inheritance passed off to somebody else. But it's because you all miss the mark of a united family. A family of love. Not a family of wealth. Wealth is secondary. Wealth is secondary. Wealth is not first. Okay? So at the end of the day, you need to understand this, people. Do not fall for the corruption in society. Do not fall for the corruption among family. Do not fall for the corruption among games as well. Okay? Be united, and together you will see how much you all can do. And you guys can always advise the developers on how to, you know, make the game. I gave advice for Dungeon Slayer mobile game because it reminded me of Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics online, and also Tactics Ogre. Let us cling together. It reminded me of that. That is why I am playing this game, for no other reason. If there was a tactics game, there was this game that I see the advertising, Sword of Convalaria. This game is beautiful. It looks beautiful. I hope it is actually beautiful. Okay, and if they make it online, it will be a hit. Just make a storyline for it. And this same guy who is making Final Fantasy online, I think it's Final Fantasy 14. Online, there's an online Final Fantasy game. This guy who's making that, if this guy makes an online or influenced an online Final Fantasy Tactics, it will be a hit. They will make a lot of money because there are a lot of Final Fantasy fans, and there are many people who will not understand Final Fantasy Tactics not unless they play it. If you see somebody playing Final Fantasy Tactics, it will be boring. Because my friend, who believes in Judaism, okay, I saw him playing Final Fantasy Tactics and I was bored. When I played it, it's the most exciting game that I've ever played. Okay, very, very exciting. Okay, with different job classes, you could equip different creatures, different nations, you could, different stuff. Very, very exciting game. And I would love to play it online if it's possible. And I could give advice as well online if it's possible. Okay, I could show you how you could get content for online. So you guys can contact me on that. Okay, and I could do it for free. You don't have to pay me. But you know what? Being that there's a reputation that game developers toss game producers on the side, I'm not doing it for free. I'm going to do it chargeable with contract. Okay? And if there are game developers who want to come together that have been tossed aside for the hard labor, we could come together to make game designers, game developers, we could come together to make our own game. Okay? And we would make more money than all the other gaming companies existent. Okay? I can assure you of this. So if anybody has ideas on game platforms and they know how to do it software-wise and stuff, so let us come together. Like Tactics Ogre, let us cling together. Alright? So let us cling together and make this game. It will be a hit. Everybody will love it. And I, for one, could publish it. I could influence a lot of other people to publish it. You know, make different channels about it. Make different videos and audios about it. Put it on TikTok, because TikTok is one of the most trending online platforms. Okay, Facebook, Instagram, Skype. Not Skype, sorry. I met a German friend on Skype. Okay, on this game called Dragon Ball Hunters, which is closed right now. Okay, her in-game name was definitely Diva. I call her Didi. Okay, she's a German. I've seen her, blonde hair, blue eyes. And she used to tell me that she has nothing to do with church. Okay, and I never knew, I never understood why until recently I gave it my video, which I will upload. I have not uploaded yet, but I have recorded it already. That the blue-eyed people, they are actually Israel. Okay, so anyways, going back to gaming. So, FlyFF, I learned economy from there. I learned what love is from there, because Is Platinum left me for another guy. Okay, that she was just waiting for the guy because she was already with the guy. We had conversations back on Yahoo. Okay, my Yahoo at the time was mycrapgh@yahoo. Okay, and all the messages on Yahoo was deleted because I used to go back and forth to read it at times, or just to see if she would message me. I'd message her bit times. It hurt me. At one time, I became very possessive. Okay, because she gave me that right at one time to be possessive of her. But then afterwards, she told me, no, she's going to break up, and I didn't want to accept that. Okay, eventually, I was led to her by and by. I used to meet her online, and she thought that I used to stalk her. But it wasn't that. It was just divine intervention that I used to meet her over and over again. And she thought I was stalking her, and I was not stalking her. Okay, there was a time I used to actually log in her account. At that time, I was not doing that anymore. Okay, and eventually she changed her account as well. But what we need to understand is this, that I was wrong. That's why I give advice concerning friendships, okay, and marriage. I was wrong because I wanted to marry her. I had intentions to marry her. Okay, she showed me a picture of herself. I showed a picture of me. I had intentions to marry her seriously. I wanted to come to South Carolina to marry her. But you know what? I gave up on her. I let her go. Okay, and there was this saying that if you love something, you let it go, and if it comes back to you, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. Well, I believe that saying it's partially true, but it's also phony. I can choose to accept you or not if you come back to me. You know, because there are many fishes in the sea. Okay, and there's only one fish that I want. Another time I wanted this young lady. Okay, she was about my age. Now there's this young lady from England. Okay, a blonde girl, but she always wear glasses, so I never knew, you know, her eye color. But she had a heart of love. Her name was Tina. In FlyFF, her in-game name was Evil T. Evil, Eviltii. And she was the girl that was actually in love with me. The first girl was actually in love with me, not Is Platinum. But at the time, I was 16 years old, she was about 14 years old, and I thought she was too young. But when my age grew with years, and her age grew also, she was eligible. Okay? Because in certain countries, the age of consent is 20, some the age of consent is 18, some the age of consent is 16. Okay? And in my country, it is actually 16. And at the time she became 16, I realized she became more beautiful outwardly, because she was very insecure about how she looked. I never saw her before that, but wow, when I finally saw her, she had glasses. Like wow, her heart was beautiful. And she used to be only girl. She was just like Kev Border to me. She used to be only girl for months on end when I would not appear on Messenger, because I suffered rejection. The first person who would wait for me as soon as I log in was Evil T. Okay? And she's not evil, okay? She's good. Because, you know, God gave her that heart of love. And she suffered a lot of rejection, which she didn't really want to talk to me about. Okay? She had a boyfriend after me. At the time that I was really making advances on her, she already had a boyfriend. Okay? And I was really jealous that she had a boyfriend. And she confessed her love to me when she was yet around 14 or so. And because I had already consented to an online relationship with Deborah, that I ended up, you know, turning down her offer. But I knew that she loved me. At first, she was like Gothic in character. Okay? Gothic online. And I used to love seeing Gothic people. You know, the dark skin, the shades, and you know, the shades of makeup and the dark clothing and that kind of stuff. I used to love seeing Gothic women. Okay, I used to love their ways. You know, I used to love tomboyish women. Okay, and I would try them with love, and they would end up falling in love with me or having a crush on me. Yes, believe it or not, it's true. And because I knew how to talk to women and how to treat women, I still do. I will continue to. So that is the brief history. And you know, Tina fell in love with me. She was from England. That's all I remember. I never knew her. I also knew a Dominican Republican named Pika or Peter. Pika or Peter told me that she was a girl. But I have reason to disbelieve that she was a girl. But anyways, Charity believes all things, so a girl from Dominican Republic. So she's a born national there, so she's a Spanish. I also met a girl named Meiko Takeda. Sometime after Is Platinum left me, Deborah left me. She was a Japanese. I won't lie to tell you, I actually asked for Japanese. I said I do not even care if the Japanese is mute. But guess what? I met her. She fell in love with me. She was actually mute. But I was very insecure about myself because I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't have a stable job. I didn't have income. She wanted to come down with her mom to my country, you know, because she told me plainly that, and she used Google Translate to talk to me. I used Google Translate to talk to her. So it was very effective online. And she told me, she's the one who made the password me. She told me, if you say that you love me, I already confess that I already love you. Wow. A Japanese told me that. And I had a crush in Japanese. I had a hard crush in Japanese. In spite of other nations. Okay, I really love Japanese the most. Okay? And yes, but anyways, eventually I learned to love all nations. I met an Israeli woman. But she said she was Israeli. I know better now. A very beautiful young girl. But I don't know her name. She showed me a picture on an online forum. But we lost contact with each other. There was another girl that I met online on the Damien server. Healia. Right. The letter I, Heal and YE. Okay, Healia. This young lady, I do not know where she was from exactly, but I think she was from Europe, somewhere in Europe. And this young lady fell in love with me, but because I was with Meiko Takeda, okay, at the time, she didn't consent to our love being together, so we remained friends. But we used to float, laugh, have a sense of humor. It was very exciting. She once wanted me to see her on Skype, and I was very insecure about how I looked, and where I stayed that I refrained from showing her myself. I also met a lot of people that they wanted to meet me online. And because of my humble home, because of shame, I pretended like I did not have a camcorder or anything, so a camera or anything, so I hid my face from them. And that's not the reason why I'm doing this right now. I want everybody to hear my voice instead of seeing my face. Okay, because I want to unite everybody together with one voice. Okay, my voice, which does not speak alone. I speak with the Holy Spirit in me. Okay, so that's the thing about it, You see, eventually, it came to a point where I lost contact with Ihelia. I never saw her again, but I was in love with her. I wouldn't like to tell you. More than Meiko Takeda. I also met friends of Meiko Takeda. Some of them have heirs that look like elves in games. Also Japanese. There was also a tomboy that I met. One of Meiko's friends. And honestly, I fell in love with all of them. Even the ones with the Japanese, the elf is. They look so cute and so pretty. And I do not know why they have this insecurity about themselves. I also met this guy online. I think his name was Hero. Online. Okay. This guy was also insecure about himself. But I would comfort him at times. But I could not reach downward into his... I could not deal his rejection. I could not handle his rejection. Okay, because I myself already had my own, and I did not have too much love for people at the time. Because I did not have too much love for myself also. So I couldn't help him, but I'll see if I can find him again. Okay? Furthermore, who else can I mention? Let's see. I guess I should... Terror of Death. Yes, Terror of Death. He was a bleed character. Very loving guy. Very misunderstood also. He is the one, together with Overdrive or Grave Cross, that encouraged me to play Fly for fun online and mmorpg in general, who led me a lot to certain anime and certain games. Okay, to otaku. These are I could say, that can inspire, influence modern day gaming to make it into what it is. Because for me, true gaming is good music, good battle system, good chatting system, events that make sense, drop rates that make sense, cash shop that makes sense. Okay, so let's see if I miss anything. Good music, good gaming, good storyline as well. Alright, that's important. And good character system. I would say that's what makes good gaming. And you can make the scenery very nice, but it doesn't have to be fully graphical. You could make it cartoonish. People love fantasy. Okay, some love reality, but people love fantasy because we have an outside world there already. Okay, understand, we have an outside world there already. So people know what the real world is like. So if you're gonna give them gaming, give them something that they do not see already. Okay, this would catch their attention. Now, not for everybody. There are some who loves the reality. Some would not want to go out. But you know what? I think if you making a realistic looking game, for example, like Call of Duty, not beating down any game, but Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, that looks real and that kind of stuff. And then you're gonna be headshotting people and robbing people and killing people. It looks too real. It bears some kind of subconscious reflection on the players, on some of the players. That's why we should make it an age barrier. Okay, in gaming, don't just give any kind of gaming to any kind of people. Okay, and yes, I know gaming has a lot of demonic references in it. I wouldn't like to say about it, but it's if you're mature, you'll be able to handle it. If not, it will overtake you. It will consume you. And some people, children and grown people as well, gaming sometimes consume them, and they get lost in it, they get consumed by it, and then it mixes with reality, because it's just like movies and cartoons and animes and certain gaming. You become more emotional towards these things rather than real life. So for example, if you see somebody die in game, your heart end up, being sorrowful. You could end up crying, end up getting upset if you love the character. However, if not, guess what? When you actually see somebody die in real life, you're not moved by that. So that means you've been programmed subconsciously, and that means you have an issue that needs addressing. You should not have any kind of attachment to gaming. You just play a game. Just like Esau. Esau was a hunter, and as a hunter, he would go and catch game. That's what was named. Okay, game. Okay, and it is not a coincidence that Esau loved to hunt game. Okay, and as a spoiler, my surname is Hunter. Okay, so, and I love game like Esau. Okay, and my complexion is actually like Esau whenever I stay indoors, and my eye color is like Esau as well. All right, from the Bible, from Genesis. And the thing about it is, Esau loved playing game, just the same way I love playing actual game today, modern day game. Okay, and what happened is that where Esau went wrong, Esau rejected his birthright. Okay, and because his mother didn't really love him as she should, his brother didn't love him, his twin brother didn't love him as he should, only his father loved him as he should. So there was preference in the family, there was rejection in the family, and because of that, Esau traded his birthright for a morsel of meat, for food. He traded his birthright for, with his brother in the woods. Okay, and when they got older and their father, Isaac, was getting blind, his father Isaac told him, go and catch game for me to prepare for me. And he went out, and his brother Jacob, who named to Israel, worked together with his mother. Okay, and they pretended that Esau was there. They even put furry skin on this person. I do not have hairy skin, actually, just so you know, but some of my family, I believe they do. Okay, and it made it seem as if was Esau that was there. Jacob did not know. Okay, Jacob, their father, did not know, because Jacob loved Esau. If Jacob knew, if Isaac knew, because Isaac loved Esau. If Isaac knew, Isaac would have never given him the blessing of the firstborn. Okay, so the blessing of the firstborn was given to Jacob. Now this was very selfish of Jacob. It was very selfish of Israel. You know why? Because Israel was already chosen by God to have the oracles, have the covenants. Okay, so you know what they did wrong to Esau, and that is something that is not being talked about a lot. They did wrong to Esau. They tricked Esau, because Jacob's name means heel holder or supplanter or trickster. Okay, but that is why the name was changed to Israel when Jacob wrestled with God, because Jacob wrestled with his own family, and he would have inherited the air. Okay, the literal air. Okay, and the prince of the power of the air is the devil. Okay, Israel would have inherited the devil. So that's why God came to change this entire thing and encourage Israel to wrestle with him, God himself, Yahweh himself. Okay, Jehovah himself. And that is true history. Okay, and that's why Jacob's name was turned to Israel, and Israel means prince with God, or prince with Yahweh, or prince with Jehovah, or prince with Jah, or prince with Yah. Okay, so what the foolishness that he did would not be held accountable against him because of the name change. Okay, and FlyFF has a name change scroll that if you don't want anybody to know who you are, you change your name. So that's why spiritually, when you give your life to Jesus Christ or Yeshua Mashiach, your name is actually changed spiritually to Yeshua as well. There's the same way, if your dad is surname is Hunter, then your surname becomes Hunter. The same way, if your dad marries your mother, then your mother's surname becomes Hunter as well. So just the same way too. The name of Jacob was turned to Israel, and the name of Israel was turned to Yeshua at the appointed time. They were told that a prophet would rise among the people, and that prophet was the Messiah, spoken of in Daniel. Okay? If they followed prophecy properly, they'd realize that from Cyrus the Medes or the Persian, okay, from Arsaces, the Persian, to the Messiah was already recorded in the book of Daniel. Okay, if any Israel after the flesh or any Bible scholar would read carefully, they would realize that these things were already fulfilled. The Messiah is Yeshua. Okay, the Christ is Jesus. Okay, so that being said, I too became like Esau, where I despised my birthright. Okay, so that's why when I gave my life to Jesus at the age of 14 or so, and the number 40 means a living sacrifice, I despised my birthright by using gaming not for fun but for venting. That is where I went wrong. And it went from gaming to watching anime, and from watching anime to fornicating. Okay, and from fornicating, I would like to tell you the Greek word for fornication is porneia. Okay, yes, I used to watch porn from a child. And at one time I used to watch porn for fun, and after a while I used to watch porn because I felt rejected. I felt that I could never get a woman. Okay? So it went from that to porn in between. I was not a porn addict, I would like to tell you. I never entered into masturbation either. Okay, not until I got my first hand job. Okay? And from then on, it went from one to the other. It's like hopping like a frog. Okay? Hopping like a rabbit from one to the other, and like living my life in a fast lane. Like the story of the tortoise and the hare. I was like the hare, running forward. But I ran forward into danger, into rejection. I fell asleep. I was asleep. Okay, in all my ways, in all my actions. And, you know, right now I'm the turtle. Okay? And I won the race. I have won the race. Because the day I gave my life to Jesus Christ, I won the race. Without hurdles. And the race was very simple. Okay, when they said, on your marks, get set, go. I just walk behind the finish line and I walk forward to the beginning, because the beginning line is the finishing line. Okay? And Jesus Christ is the beginning and the end. He's the first and the last. Revelation chapter 1 says this. Isaiah also says this. Okay? Because Isaiah only knew of Yahweh. Okay? Isaiah did not know of Yeshua. Isaiah did not know of the Messiah. But guess what? In Revelation chapter 1, okay, and even in Malachi makes mention of this, saying that Yahweh will actually come in a temple. Yahweh will come. Okay, Malachi says this. Okay, and you know, Elijah will prepare the way for Yahweh. And we know that the one that was prepared the way is John Baptist in the New Testament. Okay, who prepared the way for Yeshua or Jesus. Okay, so in Revelation chapter 1, you see that Jesus plainly says that he is the beginning and the end. He's the first and the last, which is exactly what Isaiah said back then. Okay, that Yahweh is the first and the last, and Yahweh said that there's no God besides me. Therefore, Yahweh is Yeshua. Yeshua is Yahweh. Okay, and Israel only saw Yeshua, but his name was Yahweh to them because they were workers. You do not have to give workers your exact name. You can give your workers a certain name to refer you by. You can give them your nickname, okay, or your employer's name, okay? As a master, you do not have to give your slaves or your servants the actual name, okay? So he was master to Israel, and people want to talk about slavery. Slavery was common everywhere, and slavery is still very much common today, okay? A little money, a little power, a little fame, and employers behave no different from slave masters. Okay? That's how they treat a lot of the employees. Okay? And they're wrong for that. Okay? But yet they will talk to you about slavery, which is hypocrisy. Okay? You work people long hours, long shifts. Okay? And it's everywhere. It's in the governments. It's in the churches. It's in the law enforcements. It's in the armies. It's in among civilians. Okay, you guys abuse people. You guys use people. You guys underpay people. Some of you don't even pay people, and you lie about it. You manipulate about it. Okay, you use their lack of understanding, and the justice systems. Most of them, they do not fight for the rights of the people. Okay, so people live more stressful lives, more than usual. So you know what? You prove Fly for Fun to be true. Okay, you prove Fly for Fun to be true, a reality. Okay. The same thing is happening. Working hard for nothing, and then they die because they are stressed out, and they get sicknesses because they have unforgivenesses. They get disease because they have unforgivenesses and rejection, mainly from the people that they have to work with every day. And some people that they work with, which is just shame, is their own family, who mistreat them, treat them just like slaves. And they would always be speaking against slavery. But that's hypocrisy. So you know what? Repent. Repent from these things. Okay, stop these kinds of things, and it will be well with you. Okay, because I'll tell you something. This is what Proverbs says. Okay, if you see or hear a good thing happening, but you reward it with evil, evil will not depart from your house. Okay, a lot of your employees will actually be your employers. All right, because they have good characters. Most of them have good characters. Every employer knows a good employee. Okay, as long as they're very involved in these things. Some employers do not have time to know the employees, so they have overseers. Okay, for the business, they have supervisors for the business. But guess what? The overseers, the supervisors, they know good employees, but they're slave masters to them. And Yahweh was not a slave master, a wicked slave master to Israel. Okay, he was not. All right, and right now what Yeshua came to do is to bring back what was lost in the beginning by the choice of Adam and Adam, because both their names were Adam according to Genesis chapter 5 of the King James Version Bible. Okay, husband and wife were Adam, same name. What he came to do was to restore what was lost, sonship, sons and daughters of Yeshua. Okay, so that's what he came to establish. And I need you guys to understand this, that this is very serious. Okay, treat your employees like employees. Treat your co-workers like co-workers. Don't treat them like slaves. That's wrong. And if you realize that they're stressed out, if you have a lot of love in your heart, then you know what? Let there be a change. Show them love. Show them interest. Be their friend. Don't betray them. Okay, I work security sometime. I won't even say the name of the company. And the first day I met a guy, he told me, listen to me. I know the employer, I know the supervisor, and if you try to betray me in any way, if you try to sus on me in any way, then you know what? I will mess you up before you mess me up. And I smiled because the love of Jesus was in my heart. And we became best friends even today. I meet him once in a while, but we're still best friends. We talk. We reason. And right now there is a successful businessman. Okay, so, and his name is Ron. So, at the end of the day, you guys. And I give you another spoiler. He has a business. If I know, he has a business in the southwest of the island that I stay in. Okay, giving more spoilers about me and why I stay. His name is Ron. And all I'm saying to you is this: you guys need to understand what love is, and God showed love best, because Abraham was Yahweh's friend, or Jehovah's friend. And to show that friendship to continue, when Abraham left, he made contract. He decided to make Abraham's grandchild, okay, Jacob, into his worker, okay, or into his servant. And on Mount Sinai, they consented to this. Okay, they consented to it. They consented to the contract. And when they heard 10 sayings in the contract, they were afraid of the rest. Moses too was afraid. But they pushed Moses in front. And he told Moses, be our mediator. So that's why the rest was written on paper by Moses. Okay? Because he was then the mediator. Because Yahweh always wanted, Yahweh, who is Yeshua, always wanted to have direct contact with mankind. So that's why he spoke to them the first 10, and they stopped him there. And they said, we do not want to hear you anymore, because you know why? We will die. And truthfully, they would die, because you know why? Because Yahweh is love. And they did not know what love is anymore. That's why their lives were shortened. They do not know what love is anymore. Okay? But anyone who knows what love is, their lives will be lengthened. Because Yahweh is merciful, in spite of he giving a judgment. Mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Okay? So, that's why there are people in other nations that live to be much longer than 120. Okay? So, this is why you understand, because these no love. Okay, for example, the Chinese, the Indians, and also those from Iran. Okay? They live very long lives as well. So, you know, especially the Chinese and the Indians. Okay, in India, they live very long because certain of these understand what love is. Okay? That's why they can live in peace with animals. Okay, because they love animals, but their culture is distorted. Their culture is distorted, I won't lie to tell you. Okay, but they understand, they have an idea of what love is, but not after knowledge. Okay, that's why I say China will one day rule this world for a while, with India and Iran as well. Okay, so brace yourself for this. This is forthcoming. Okay, and I give this information, I have been giving this information out for free, and I do continue to give this information for free. And I am going to teach them in knowledge how to have humanity live in peace. Okay, how to have economy running and everything. So this is what I will advise, and I have already begun, and I will continue to, because this is what the Spirit of the living God sent me to do. Okay, to make a peace on earth, because Yeshua in Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6 is the Prince of Peace. But Yeshua also says, I did not come to bring world peace, but to bring a sword. Therefore, my words will be sharp, quick and powerful, sharper than a two-edged sword, dividing asunder body, soul, and spirit, discerning the hearts of men. So I could be brought before anybody, any chief. I already told the chief of China, come see me personally. And I told him if he's afraid of me, send an ambassador. So I know he will come. I'll sit with him. I'll show him the way of life, because I know Chinese culture, they're pacifists. They don't believe in war. Even if they hold the most power, they don't believe in war. But there are strings being pulled against them to spark wars. Okay? So that's why I'm going to teach them how to lead this entire world. And for a while, it will be led in peace. Okay? Not with hypocrisy, because I'm not going to bow down to China, or to the culture of China, or to the culture of India, or to the culture of Iran either. Okay? I only bow down to Jesus Christ. But I have this, and they could come personally, all three kings can come personally, look into my eyes to see if I will back down from them as well. Okay? I will not back down with what I am saying there. I am bold of speech, just like Isaiah. And even more so, bold of speech, just like my Lord. Jesus, Yeshua. He is the God of thunder, not Zeus. Neither Thor. Okay? Yeshua is the God of thunder, and he's the God of all. Okay? His voice is a thunder. And by thunders in scripture, it says, that's how he gives his judgment. Okay, so this is why I speak on his behalf. To bring this world together, not in hypocrisy, not in flattery, not in money, okay, not in fame, not in that kind of power. You know, even if there are some who holds the power, but in peace and love, in unity, in righteousness, in joy, and peace in the Holy Ghost. Okay, this is the preaching of Yeshua. I will end this video for now, and I'll upload it so you guys can have an idea, because I know it will be very, very insightful to everybody. Okay? Let us live in one, everybody. Alright? Let us live in one. And let us, whatever we do, let us do it without hands. Okay? Let us do it without hands. Because I know Buddha has 10,000 hands, but Yeshua is without hands. Okay? So let us continue in peace. Amen.